Formulas for sample variance and standard deviation. The calculation of variance and standard deviation for a sample follows the same steps that were used to find population variance and standard deviation. Except for minor changes in notation, the first three steps in this process are exactly the same for a sample as they were for a population, that is, calculating the sum of the square deviation. SS is the same for a sample as it is for a population. The changes in notation involves using m for the sample mean instead of mu and using small n instead of capital N for the number of scores. Find the deviation from the mean for each score x minus m. Square each deviation x minus m square. Add the square deviation SS is equal to x minus m square. These three steps can be summarized in a definitional formula for SS is equal to x minus m square. Computational formula sigma x square minus sigma x whole square divided by n. Sample variance is equal to S square is equal to SS divided by n minus 1. Sample standard deviation is equal to s is equal to small s square under root is equal to SS divided by n minus 1 under root. Here is an example. The sum of the square deviation for this sample is 36. Sample variance is equal to 36 divided by 7 minus 1 is equal to 6. The standard deviation is the square root of 6 is equal to 2.45. Normal curve. Often researchers draw a smooth curve instead of the series of straight lines in a frequency polygon. The smooth curve suggests that we are not just connecting a series of dots, that is the actual frequencies of scores in a particular distribution, but rather showing a generalized distribution of scores that is not limited to one specific set of data. These smooth curves are known as distribution curves. The normal curve is based on a precise mathematical equation. It is symmetrical and bell-shaped. The distribution of some of the human characteristics such as height and weight approximates such a curve, while many other such as spatial ability, creativity are often assumed to do so. Here is a pictorial view of normal curve. 50% of the scores are above the mean and 50% are below the mean. The mean, median and mode have the same value. For every normal distribution, 34.13% of the scores fall between the mean and plus 1 standard deviation above the mean. 34.13% of the scores fall between the mean and minus 1 standard deviation below the mean. In other words, 62.8% of the scores are within plus minus 1 standard deviation. Approximately 99% of the scores fall within plus minus 3 standard deviation. Kurtosis. Kurtosis is a statistical measure that defines how heavy the tail of distribution is. According to this, normal curve can be distributed into three types: uh, mesokurtic, leptokurtic, and platykurtic. Mesokurtic, it is also called the normal distribution. Leptokurtic shows heavy tails on both sides, indicating the large outliers. Platykurtics, flat tails, and small outliers. Skewness. When a distribution is not normal, it is said to be skewed. A normal distribution is symmetrical. The graph is the bell-shaped curve with the mean, the median, and the mode all the same. Remember that a normal distribution has approximately the same number of extreme scores, very high and very low, at each end of the distribution. A skewed distribution, however, is not symmetrical. The value of the mean, the median, and the modes are different. and there are more extreme scores at one end than the other. A negatively skewed distribution has extreme scores at the lower end of the distribution, and a positively skewed distribution has extreme scores at the higher end. Negatively skewed mean is less than median, then mode. In positively skewed distribution, mean is greater than median and median is greater than mode. Measures of relative positions. Measure of relative position indicate where a score falls in the distribution relative to all other scores in the distribution. In other words, measures of relative position show how well an individual has performed as compared to all other individuals in the sample who have been measured on the same variable. A major advantage of measures of relative position is that they make it possible to compare the performance of an individual on two or more different tests. The first one is the percentile rank. A percentile rank indicates the percentage of scores that fall at or below a given score. Knowing only that Justin scored 40 on the fall reading test does not tell us how good his score is compared to the other students. If, however, we find that Justin's score of 40 corresponds to a percentile rank of 55, we know that 45% of the students scored higher than Justin because we know Justin's IQ score places him at a percentile rank of 84%. We might be somewhat worried that his reading score is only at the 55th percentile. He is not performing as well in reading as we might expect given the much higher percentile rank for his IQ score. We certainly would not want to know if Justin is underachieving, if he is having problem with reading, or if something else is going on to account for his relatively low score. Standard scores. A standard score is a calculation that expresses how far an individual student's test score is from the mean in standard deviation units. In other words, standard scores reflect how many standard deviations student's score is above or below the mean. A standard score is appropriate when the test data are from an interval or ratio scale. The most commonly reported and used standard scores are z-score and t-score. A z-score is the most basic and most used standard score. The z-score expresses directly how far a score is from the mean in terms of standard deviation units. A score that is equivalent to the mean corresponds to a z-score of 0. A score that is exactly one standard deviation above the mean corresponds to a z-score of +1, and a z-score of -1 is one standard deviation below the mean. Two standard deviation above the mean is a z-score of +2, and so forth. To make the specific calculation of a z-score, we use the following formula to convert a raw score to z-score. Z-score is equal to x minus x bar divided by standard deviation, where x is the raw score and x bar is the mean. A distribution of the score has a mean of mu is equal to 100 and a standard deviation is 10. What z-score corresponds to a score of x is equal to 130 in this distribution. According to the definition, the z-score has a value of +3 because the score is located above the mean by exactly 3 standard deviation. Using the z-score formula, we obtain z is equal to x minus mu divided by standard deviation. Put the value in formula 130 minus 100 divided by 10. 30 divided by 10 is equal to 3. The formula produces exactly the same result that is obtained using the z-score definition. T-score. A T-score is nothing more than a z-score expressed or transformed into an equivalent score. The t-score is used to provide an easier to understand score that is standardized without pluses or minuses and is derived by multiplying the z-scores by 10 and adding 50. In other words, t is equal to 10z plus 50. Thus, a z-score of +1 becomes a t-score of 60. T is equal to 10 into 1 plus 50 is equal to 60, and a z-score of minus 1 become a t-score of 40. T is equal to 10 into minus 1 plus 50 is equal to 40. When scores are transformed to t-score, the new distributions having mean of 50 and a standard deviation of 100, standard deviation of 10 is formed. Measures of relationship. Measures of relationship indicate the degree to which two sets of scores are related. It involves collecting data to determine whether and to what degree a relation exists between two or more quantifiable variables. This degree of relation is expressed as a correlation coefficient and is computed using two sets of scores from a single group of participants. If two variables are highly related, a correlation coefficient near 1 or minus 1 will be obtained. If two variables are not related, a coefficient near 0 will be obtained. Most commonly used measures of relationships are Pearson R and Spearman Rho. Here we just discussed Pearson R because Pearson R is most commonly used correlation method in educational research. The Pearson correlation is computed for the set of n is equal to 5 pairs of score. Before starting any calculation, it is useful to put the data in a scatter plot and make a preliminary estimate of the correlation. To find the Pearson correlation, we need SP, SS for x and SS for y. Here is an example. We have a two scores x and y. We calculate x minus mx, y minus my. These are the deviations. Then we calculate the scared deviations. SSX is equal to 64 and SSY is equal to 16. Then we calculate the SP, x minus mx multiplied by y minus my. SP is 28. Now put the values in the formula of correlation. R is equal to SP divided by SSX, SSY under root 28 divided by 64 into 16 under root is equal to 28 by 32 is equal to 0.875 plus 0.875 is the value of the Pearson R. Thank you very much for your listening.